do. Uh, this one is not that good on signal here. Hmm. I'm gonna try this again later. Uh, I think it got me. I think it got me. What do y'all think? All right, here we go again. I've been doing these little quick live streams. I'm actually put them in my upload section, even though these are technically live streams, but they're short enough to where I still see them as uploads. So just gonna make them real quick. You know, uh, those checking this out on the replay. uh, you'll see the screen, the thumbnail that I used, and it's basically a particular feminine looking at clouds coming down from the sky. Now, I chose that thumbnail not really because, she's just dumb, you know what I mean? Not knowing that cows don't fall from the sky. But what the cows falling from the sky is symbolic of is, well, naivety, because when she's too feminine, when there's too much femininity, it's based on one, just being too naive about a lot of things. You think everything's supposed to fall on your lap, as far as what people bring to you, as far as what people share with you. Now, I know the definition talks about naivety being one that lacks wisdom or judgment. We're going to talk about the wisdom side of it, because when she's too feminine, when there's too much feminine, and yes, there is a such thing as when she's too feminine. And I say that because obviously there's this such thing as when he's too masculine. When he comes off too macho, too bravado, too much beating his chest, too much I'm alpha male this, I'm sigma male that, when he's too much doing that, that's a little too much masculinity. All you have to do is be you. And ladies, all you have to do is be you. Okay? So being you and not trying to be too much or do too much, act too much, right? Of whatever they mean. But in this case of what I mean by too feminine is when the best example I can give of this, and it ties right in with naivety, is simply when for example, like in my occupation, I deal with a lot of gals that are just like, they're just not aware of a lot of things, like whether how to get on the bus or how to, wait for things to happen or take place. Like, you just need people for everything. You know what I mean? Like, she just has no common sense of her own. Now, of course, when she comes off as a little bit too masculine is when she thinks she knows more than a man, and she just knows enough to where she don't need nobody's help. Now, I'm not talking about that type of chick, the one that just thinks she knows more than a man and she don't need anybody's help. I'm really talking about the gal that don't know anything, and you have to do everything for her just to get her to understand things. So, but that in essence is also still tied in with femininity, because the feminine is guided by the masculine. Her feminine dynamics are guided by his masculine principles. I get that, but there's the sense that she's literally guided. She's not without guidance. So literally, you got a lot of gals that are without guidance. They end up like deers in the headlights when it comes to a lot of things in regards to life. They don't know a lot of things. A lot of things they should have known, but probably didn't want to listen to as well. Because you got a lot of gals that still think they know everything, and they don't know everything about what it means to be a woman. So, and that's still tying in with she's too feminine in that sense. Too feminine to where she's not truly feminine enough. Because being feminine enough is when she's truly guided by the masculine, right? Not trying to be masculine on her own as far as her knowledge, her wisdom, her judgment, whatever that is. But you got gals out there that just come off a little too soft. You got gals that come out off as if just too much soft spoken. And of course, I love a gal that's soft spoken. I don't like one that's opinionated or outspoken, and I like one that's soft spoken, but just not too soft. Just like, a man doesn't want a gal that's too sour. He don't want a gal that's too sweet either. Because she'll just be a little bit too much like, like everything makes her cry. Everything makes her sensitive. I see Unique up in the building. I don't even know if I can even highlight comments on this particular form of live stream, but I see your comment. What's up, Unique? I see you in the building. Let's see if I touch it, what it does. Doesn't do anything. So we're gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, cool. But yeah, I see your comment. Good to see you up in the building, Unique. But yeah, you don't want a girl that's just too naive, like she's just too void of any knowledge, wisdom, and judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like you want her to have a balance, especially when she's guided by a real man, not a typical male. And so that's when you know that she's got that sweet spot about her, because it is showing a sense of her morality, given that she's around a certain family that shows her the right way, or based on that, or maybe because of that, if you will. She's the type that basically will receive a real man showing up in her life. So she's receptive of that. She's not trying to be rebellious of it. She's not trying to back off from it. Like she's all for it. She's not against it. You know what I'm saying? So uh gals that are just too feminine, they become the clingy and the needy type. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't have a sense of their own air to breathe. And that's not to say she's trying to breathe air on her own. It's just she doesn't have her own air to breathe, if that makes sense. So you got a lot of gals that just walk around too naive. There's a lot of gals I've seen in many different cultures, not trying to point a finger, but they just come off as being a little too feminine, a little too soft. I ain't trying to say you got to be hard and become ghetto and become brutal and brute. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, don't be too brute, but don't come off as too cute. Have that balance. You see what I'm saying? Have that balance. Unique, you said, when I think of a woman that's too feminine, is this so-called soft girl era? Or probably they trying to, yeah, exactly. I see what you mean, because a lot of them probably weren't even feminine, but they trying to be now, but they come off as trying to be too feminine, more than what they need to be, because it's not in them. It hasn't been trained in them. It hasn't been brought forth to them. So they really don't know how to be. They just kind of go off what they think, they see, they hear, or what they think men like, based on probably what they've been told before. But it's different. That's different. You have to actually experience that with a man versus just going off what you hear men say. You have to actually experience things that a men like. That's why some gals get disappointed, because they think, well, you should be doing this and that as a man. You don't like this and that. You need to know what that actual man like. Don't try to just be general about men. Think about the men or the man in your life, and then go from there. You said also, Unique, you said, I think of the so-called, oh, okay, soft girl. Yeah, basically, yeah. I think I pretty much was still on par with what you was saying. But yeah, that's what it is. Just a lot of girls don't like I said, a lot of them end up like deer in the headlights. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them end up like deer in the headlights. But this is just a quick one. 8 minutes, 48 seconds. Didn't want to be too long on this one. These just my little quick impromptus that I can go live with. But official live streams on the way. Definitely got something in store. I had to kind of, switch around some things as far as official live streams. But something is great on the way. Got something special for y'all. So definitely stay tuned. And I'm going to keep pushing these out, putting this out in the space, so y'all know I'm still out here. I just been cooking. But yeah, when she's too feminine, simply is she just acts too soft. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different ways we can go with that. How she's a little too soft, aka the soft girl era, right? As Unique just said. So much love to y'all. Thanks a million for stopping by. Catch y'all on the next one.